And he does get himself into the lead. Quartararo, as you said, man, did get a very good start. He's got it.
Spargo said it was one man who's really down into 8th place still, an outstanding start for Binder.
Quartararo's back past Aleix Spargo somewhere on this second lap, so Fabio Quartararo picked these riders off and pull off an unlikely upset for Yamaha. He's back ahead of Aleix Spargo, of course. They're battling for the lead of the World Championship.
Now trying to find a way through on Jones Arco. Bastianini now can see he's got into 11th place. I think got through on Oliveira.
It does now get past Jones Arco. It didn't make it easy for him, did he? The fellow Ducati rider. Now Bagnaia will have Aleix Spargo up and who trained last time around. Quartararo now with a real opportunity. He's got a fight between himself and Aleix Spargo, but for how long?
Alien territory there. As Fabio Quartararo slugs it out with Fabio De Giannantonio on the brakes into San Donato. Nothing Quartararo can do about it.
Yeah, Quartararo back down into 4th there, and he'll get the run here. He's going to try and force them inside, showing him the relative lack of experience.
Sorry Lewis, he got to Aleix Spargo. Real good fight this. Ferocious stuff between Fabio and Fabio in that battle for the fight. Pecco Bagnaia. Everybody identified him as a real big threat if he got a good start. He's just bedding himself down into this raider. Quartararo on the last lap was a cookies mile circle of 1:47.266.
Steady progress for the two Suzukis who started in 17th. He's gone back a spot on the first lap.
Yeah, real poor weekend for Juan Mir. It's been a nightmare, a weekend to do about the two top Ducatis at the front of this race. It's the GP21 that leads the game in the hands of Bezzecchi, the year-old Ducati this year in the hands of this man, Pecco Bagnaia. 3 times already for René Bastianini, who should put himself up to the top 10 on this lap.
So by going back past Bagnaia on the brakes, can he make it to the apex? Yes, he does. But of course, Bagnaia is in many ways, lead. Quartararo is still swarming all over the back of the two VR46 Ducatis up front. Bezzecchi continues to lead Marini. Quartararo at the moment.
And here, just at the fast standard Grand Prix, 1:46.940. The only man currently circulating this 5.6 on the circuit. In the one won last year's world title. The things he's able to do on that factory Yamaha, nobody else on planet Earth right now can match or belly. It's Fabio Quartararo versus Ducati right now at the front of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, he's got to try and get himself to the front of the field as soon as he can. Put some of these bikes who we don't expect to stay around at the front of the field, the likes of De Giannantonio and Bagnaia, and just get out front and go. Try and build up an advantage. And while he's in the slipstream of these Ducatis,
the next best Yamaha, P22, shocking by the other 3 Yamahas. And Pecco Bagnaia does find a way through on Miller and Marquez. He just streaked away from them. Nothing that Miller and Marquez had in response. It looks like trying to use his speed superiority here now and cement that 3rd place in Mugello.
This is the closest Quartararo's been for quite a while, actually. So strong. The 13th splits up now, and again he pulls back 0.2 of a second, so 7/10 the lead. Quartararo can stick between them, but Quartararo has the bit between his teeth. 5 laps to go as they cross the line now, and he can see the 63 up ahead.
On the start finish straight alone, Aleix Spargo looks like he may well have broken Marco Bezzecchi's resolve. The stubborn resolve of the Italian in these latter stages of this Italian Grand Prix, although Bagnaia has responded here on this lap. He's been really good in the first 2.
Yeah, so if you combine Sector 4, which involves the majority of the main straight, and then Sector 1, which involves the rest of it, Quartararo combined just is doing a very, very solid job out here in front. He's not making any mistakes at the moment. Of course, it was a mistake that cost him so dear. Last they're looking to do at this stage, just ask the question of Pecco Bagnaia. Keep that pressure on in the closing stages of the race. But 2nd place at the moment, Bastianini, one behind him, and one sat in the pits at the moment.
Carola Bagnaia there, the sister of Pecco Bagnaia, who does all of his. Her sibling here, potentially on course for a famous home victory. We said an Italian rider on an Italian bot, 3.5 laps away from a memorable victory here in front of his home crowd. Fabio Quartararo keeping him honest, as you knew he would. Victory here in Mugello. He would have dreamt of this moment when he was a kid, being in this position to win the Italian Grand Prix.
Out of the top 10 for the first time in this Grand Prix, but he is still on target for his career best finish in the MotoGP class. He got his first points last time though. He's just behind Giannantonio. How frustrating for Aprilia. Maverick Vinales just did a 1:47.5. He's running in 12th at the moment.
We've seen it throughout this season so far. In terms of race pace, Maverick Vinales has got top 6, top 10 to do on a Sunday afternoon, as this man remains on course for victory here in Italy. Axis Ray and Andrea Dovizioso and Jorge Lorenzo have Ducati, and now they'll want to have Pecco Bagnaia the early hours tomorrow morning. They'll have to move on quickly to Barcelona next weekend, but there'll be a lot of Prosecco flowing at the Pecco Bagnaia that leads by 1.2 seconds from Quartararo in second.
Tell you what, Marco Bezzecchi's not giving up on third place. Just Vinales again does a 47.5 in the Aprilia, but he's chasing down Gian Antonio. Bezzecchi is quicker than the 3 riders ahead of him at this time.
There's a laps around this Mugello circuit, being part of the VR46 Academy, but this is his first time, we remind you, around this job. He is doing, starting on the front row, and Lace Spargaro looks like he's really strong on that factory Aprilia in the first 2 seconds. As you go for the final time, it's going to be for the penultimate time. Bagnaia, what's his advantage? Still 1.2 seconds. I've just wondered now with a fun time around so far, Bagnaia has resisted the pressure. But Quartararo knows these 20 points in Mugello job by him, and it would increase his lead in the world champs with a Lace Spargo on course for yet another third place.
Yeah, and Alicia, that's on your screen with Sean Zarco. You can see him closing in on Marco Bezzecchi. We could have a change soon for 4th place. Bezzecchi very, very good on the break for a second behind him, but ultimately the Ducati power and the brilliance of Bagnaia looks like it's going to prove too much at the moment.
The maestro coming up very, very shortly in the hands of Pecco Bagnaia. Lace Spargo looks like crucially he will take that 4th contention, but potentially in the top 4 here. Still a top ride by Bezzecchi was to take 5th place here. Pecco Bagnaia then here and out. His home fans at the Catisti, they're going to be going ballistic very, very shortly for Bagnaia. Now into the 3rd round.
1 corner to go though.
Pecco Bagnaia then into turn number 15. It looks like we're going to have an Italian rider on an Italian. He is the master of Mugello in 2022. He takes a famous home victory. Pecco Bagnaia by just 6 tenths, his 5th podium of the season on the factory Aprilia. Zarco does just hold up Marco Bezzecchi for 4th place. Marini 6th, Binder 7th. Ducati celebrations here at Mugello.
We've got Marc Marquez running on the top 10. We've got a dead heat for 11th, believe it or not. Fashion being based on the pace that Maverick Vinales showed in the last stage of the race, and the tie break for the fastest race lap that Maverick Vinales might well be given that belt. And so Bagnaia was faultless in the end. Of course, we can't forget that he made a pretty poor start to the Grand Prix. He was down in 8th early on and he was crucially able to pull out that initial early gap, that 1 second lead as Quartararo was under pressure from the other Ducatis, and a second victory of the season.
To his home crowd here in Mugello. What a turnaround for Pecco Bagnaia. He said he went home to Italy after the championship points. Fabio Quartararo, no wonder the Yamaha team are delighted. That's a great gesture as well by the reigning world. The Swiss rider who sadly lost his life in a Moto3 qualifying crash 12 months ago is always in our thoughts, always in the batty after he's just witnessed an absolute masterclass from Pecco Bagnaia.
Paolo, please give us your thoughts.
Well, it was not easy, and he had to come up from not a very good start in the first lap. So just to get a race, this is what we done. You know, it's a home race for Ducati.